John Gill's Exposition of the entire Bible, verse by verse. Brought to you by Discovering the Scriptures, being read by Dr. Peter John. We're in Revelation chapter 6. Introduction to Revelation chapter 6. This chapter contains the vision of the opening 6 of the seals of the sealed book by the Lamb and of the events following thereupon. The preparation of the vision of the first seal is in Revelation chapter 6, verse 1. The Lamb opens it. John hears a noise like thunder, and one of the living creatures binds him come and see, upon which he saw a horse of a white color, and a rider on it, who is described by a bow and crown given him, and by the victory he obtained. Revelation chapter 6, verse 2. At the opening of the second seal, the second living creature invites him as before, and he sees a horse of a red color with a rider on it, described by his power to take peace from the earth and suffer men to kill one another, and by a great sword given him. Revelation chapter 6, verse 3. At the opening of the third seal, the third living creature addresses him in like manner as the other, and he sees a horse of a black color and a rider on it with a pair of balances in his hands, and hears a voice from among the four living creatures, expressing dearness of provisions and a charge not to hurt the oil and the wine. Revelation chapter 6, verse 5. At the opening of the fourth seal, the fourth living creature speaks to John as the rest, and he sees a horse of a pale color and a rider on it, described by his name, Death, by his follower, Hell, or the grave, and by his power to destroy a fourth part of the earth with the sword, famine, pestilence, and wild beast. Revelation chapter 6, verse 7. At the opening of the fifth seal, John saw the souls of the martyrs under the altar, hears their cry for vengeance, observes that white robes were given them, and that they were bid to be quiet until the slaying and suffering time of their brethren was over. Revelation chapter 6, verse 9. At the opening of the sixth seal, follow an earthquake, strange changes in the heavens. The sun becomes black as sackcloth, the moon becomes as blood, the stars fall, and the heaven itself departs, and every island and mountain are moved out of their places. Revelation chapter 6, verse 12. The kings and the great men of the earth, and even all sorts of men upon this, fly to the rocks and mountains to hide themselves from the face of God the Father, that sits upon the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb, the opener of the sealed book, giving this as a reason for it, that the time of his great wrath was come, and none could stand before him. Revelation chapter 6, verse 15. This ends the introduction for Revelation chapter 6 by John Gill.